Hello and welcome to this week's edition of From People Problems to Productivity. I'm Kirsten Rossvogel, your Team Performance Pro. As always, say hello if you see this either live or after the fact. Just say hi, throw some questions. You can always DM me. And of course, right below me is the link that you can use to just grab a spot on my calendar and let's chat. defeatthedrama.com/book call. All right, so today's topic is super important in the environment that we're in right now. The labor market is really tight. 100% of my clients are struggling to find great employees and sometimes to keep their employees. There are key strategies to use to keep those employees, and that's what I'm sharing today. So I'm going to share 3 keys to retaining your rock stars, or the AAA method that I developed. All right. Everything I teach really and coach around is aligned with 3 key assumptions about people that I've observed over, my 30 years working with all kinds of humans in all kinds of industries and business sizes, et cetera. So the 3 are: 1, they want to feel like they're doing a good job. 2, they want to feel known, acknowledged, and appreciated. And 3, they want to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. That sense of purpose. That's how you get at their hearts. So if you can fulfill these 3 key innate human desires within your organization, you are heading towards retaining those rock stars. And remember, the rock stars have way more opportunities than some of your other team members. So they are the ones that you want to make sure to keep. All right. So the first is going to be right aligned with they want to feel known, acknowledged, and appreciated. So our first A is appreciation. Please make this abundant in your organization. Authentic appreciation. Sometimes as leaders, we can get so task-oriented that we forget that moment, like check, and then we're on to the next thing. And so take that quick moment to thank not only your frontline employees, whatever kind of business or service or healthcare organization you're in or nonprofit. Sometimes we can forget about the behind the scenes people. So whether it's your sales team and they're getting all the kudos, or your development team, or in healthcare, the frontline people or the doctors, remember that there are a team of people behind everyone, those people who are also playing a really important role on the team. So, and nothing gets done without every team member. So take that quick moment. Again, a lot of my leaders are struggling with this when I first start working with them. It's rarely intentional. Now, I have worked with a few people who say, well, I'm paying them a paycheck. Why would I thank them? And shift your mindset if that's you, because you don't want them there for just a paycheck. You want them to want to be there. So, because especially in this labor market, you can't compensate your way to retaining people in a poor work environment. And people not feeling known, acknowledged, or appreciated is one thing that's going to have them hit in the door. So anyway, show appreciation. This doesn't have to mean huge expenses, huge parties, tons of time. Literally, it can be a high five, a quick acknowledgement in a meeting, an email. So think about when you watch sports teams, how excited are they all? They're all high-fiving and congratulating each other. You want to inspire that in your team as well. So a wow board is always a good thing to add to if you don't have that. And that's just a way to like a shared, whether it's a virtual space or live place to post where customers or patients are thanking people for the service and where employees can thank each other. So anyway, whether it's public or a private thank you, add it to your calendar so that you remember. Again, we can only focus on a certain number of things at once. And so as leaders, we have so much coming at us and the emergencies and the things going awry, et cetera. And so we can forget to take those quick moments to say thank you. So again, super quick tactic is just to put it in your calendar, decide how many per week you're going to do or per day. And that reminder will have you focusing and looking for the opportunities and then spread it wide and far. All right. The next is accountability. Our next A. Your rock stars love accountability. They're doing a really good job. If you don't have a culture of accountability, guess who's picking up the slack? Guess who's starting to feel resentful or resigned or burned out? Your rock stars. And you don't want that. You don't want to accommodate the behavior of the people who are not there to do a good job. And again, most people want to do a good job. So, but anyway, build in a culture of accountability so that there are clear expectations. This helps with people want to know and feel like they're doing a good job. So if you have clear expectations and you keep people informed of how they're doing, is there a gap in their performance, behavior, communication, or are they behaving and performing and communicating the way you want them to? Your rock stars want to hear the kudos, and those who aren't hitting the mark need to get the clear expectations. They might be uncomfortable. They're not sure. There have been so many times when an employee says, well, I just figure no news is good news. Don't do that. So bake in the time to give constructive feedback and set clear expectations, hold people accountable, and build in around the accountability, again, the appreciation and saying thank you for those who are doing the good job. All right, our third A is advancement. And I'm actually going to read this. So full disclosure, I'm going to not do this one off the cuff because I have quite a list and I want to make sure that I hit all the ideas that I have, because advancement, so high performing employees, they love to achieve, which is another A. But so give them the opportunity to advance. And this doesn't mean, maybe you're thinking, well, we don't have that many levels in our organization or that many spots to promote people. And that can happen. Sometimes there are flatter organizations, or maybe you don't have the budget at the moment to give increases with that increased responsibility, which you do want to do, by the way. If your rock stars are taking on more and more responsibility and you're not acknowledging them and not paying them for bigger titles and bigger responsibility, that can end up with frustration too. And remember, in this labor market, other people are enticing them away. So, but advancement there are other options, ideas for advancement than just promotion, extra responsibility. So let me read some of my A advance. All right, so advance their skills. Give them opportunities to grow and learn, investments in them as employees, leaders. There are just gajillions of ways to help people advance their skills, online or going to something. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, but today, there's no reason not to, at a minimum, allow someone the time to do something free, but on your time, so that you're paying them for that time. It's an investment in them and they will appreciate it. Advance with coaching or mentoring opportunities. So whether it's internal or hiring someone like myself to help them, an investment in them in building skills and communication, leadership skills, the things that they need to feel more successful both in life and in work. Maybe it's, coaching around good life balance, et cetera. So give them those opportunities to advance through coaching and mentoring. And of course, the distinction, just super quickly, coaching is more around where they have personal gaps and where they are and where they want to be, in their communication, in their career, in clarity around what they want, in life balance, all those things. So it's identifying a gap. How do I want to be performing? What position do I want to be in? Identify those gaps and minimize them through personal growth opportunities. Mentoring tends to be more business oriented and has an element of experience within the organization, which is also great for building skills, and also networking, getting, especially if you're a larger organization, giving people time to meet and be known by different key players in your organization. Advance their chance to train others. So let's say you've allowed them the opportunity to advance their own skills, give them the opportunity to pass on that knowledge to others, whether it's mentoring someone else themselves, doing a presentation for your team in a team meeting, or something more formal, maybe having others shadow them, but advance their opportunity to train others. That feels good to your rock stars. And you get more bang for your buck for any investment that you make in their training. I was working with a team a while ago, and they were amazing with all the investment that they were making with their team, but they didn't bake in making sure that something was done with the knowledge that the team picked up in all of these investments. And so again, I had them create, a bit of structure. It doesn't have to take tons of time or be all red tapey, but just a structure for making sure that either someone who gained knowledge outside the organization was able to make some changes or make recommendations, et cetera, based on what they learned, or teach others what they learned. So that again, you get that double whammy effect of your individuals are gaining knowledge, but then they're bringing that back and impacting the team as a whole. Advance the chance to shadow. So this is a little bit by mentoring, but give them the opportunity to a day in the life or a week in the life or days scattered in the life of an employee, a position that they might like to obtain at some point so that they can see what it would be like. And again, it gives them more knowledge about the other positions and opportunities to meet people across the organization. Advance their chance to meet leaders in your organization. So this is beyond networking. Maybe there's some meetings or events that they can go to meet multiple people in the organization that they wouldn't necessarily always have access to. And then advance their chance to represent the organization. It's super fun sometimes for people. We're kind of getting back to having more external events, but if you're a nonprofit and you have board meetings, and maybe there's an opportunity for someone to attend a board meeting, or have run a booth for your event, be a representative in some way of your organization out in the world. That makes a rock star happy. Well, some, and that's the thing about all of these, why I love all the different options is take into consideration what's of value to your individual rock stars. If someone's more of an introvert and would not like to go and present or meet all the board members or run a booth, don't make them do that. So find some things that would be valuable to your individual rock stars and provide them the opportunities. Another is that I already discussed, advance in the company. So opportunities to promote. Have you been quick to look outside the organization because you don't feel like, filling the shoes of this rock star? So instead you're looking outside of the organization and then you're overlooking them and bypassing them, the opportunity for them to move up in the organization. So make sure that you are where it makes good sense. Taking the opportunity to promote your rock stars within the organization. And again, if you do good planning, you can also, through mentoring and those other things I talked about, job shadowing, give them experiences that ready them for the positions that they would really love to move into. All right. So that's the AAA method. So it's appreciation, accountability, and advancement. The AAA method. So 3 quick keys to retaining your rock stars, which you absolutely want to do in this labor market. So I hope that you got some good tips today. Shoot me a message, send me some comments. Where did you have some aha moments from what I shared today? And as always, I would love to hear from you. Grab a spot on my calendar. Let's chat. How can I help you build that high-performing team? Just do some tweaks and some transitioning to really amp up your productivity and the impact that you're making with your business or your nonprofit. I'm Kirsten Ross-Fogel. Thanks for joining me, and get out there, make your bigger, bolder impact, and make it a great day. Thanks.